Starting with weather, I'm meteorologist Alyssa Heilman. We are getting a check of our next first alerts coming up in the forecast starting Sunday night. Going into Monday morning, few areas in the upper 30s. We're not expecting frost concerns, but something that we'll look closer at because there are some areas 2 hour north that are seeing those frost concerns. Not here in Michiana. Again, we'll talk about that in just a moment. Next week, we've got no rain in that forecast, really no rain in that 10-day forecast, and a big difference in temperatures as we start the work week and then end the work week. We've seen a lot of days in the 60s. Already seeing those 60s past us, 70s and 80s in the forecast ahead. Those 60s, of course, will come back around as we get later into the fall months and then, of course, later into the winter months as well. 16-day outlook. Next rain chance isn't around until we get later into September, mid to late September at that. Now, looking at our next first alert, that's that frost advisory. That's well to our north, but there nonetheless, this is early for areas to be seeing those frost concerns, and that's the case in some portions of northern Michigan, near Cadillac there, just south of Traverse City, north of Saginaw. Also behind our box here, also concerns with frost up into Wisconsin, into Minnesota as well. Even down into Pennsylvania, they're seeing some of those frost advisories as well. Not here in Michiana, but temperatures are going to be 15 to 20 degrees below what we would normally expect to see for this time of year. So we'll look at our morning temperatures. Your Monday morning, areas in the north likely sticking in those 40s, which is a little bit closer to normal, but still about 10 degrees, 10 to 15 degrees below what you would normally expect to see in the morning hours this time of year. Then those southern areas and some of our eastern areas, temperatures possibly dropping down into the 30s. Lots of 38s there. Again, about 20 degrees below what we would normally expect to see. So significantly cool, and it's likely going to mean you're going to have to grab that light puffy jacket out of your closet that you haven't used in a lot of months, because that's some chilly air for the early portions of September. And a look at our coffee cast. Well, because of that cool morning air, definitely Monday morning, gonna want to keep it hot with the coffee, but temperatures as we get into the rest of the work week, well, they're on the rise into the 70s, quickly into the 80s by Wednesday, allowing for the iced coffee, which, as we all know, is my favorite. I get it no matter what the temperature is anyway. Weather whiplash here Monday, starting your work week, 72 degrees. Feels like fall out there to start your work week, but Friday, 5 days later, already back into the 80s, 82 degrees to end your work week. Definitely changing from that fall-like feeling that we're experiencing right now. Then 5 days later, back to summer air here in Michiana. Good news for so many people that are not loving the fall air that's returned a little bit early this year. So back to summer, but looking at our rain amounts that we're expecting to see the next week or two, well, no rain in that forecast throughout Michiana. So something we're watching here. Of course, when you see that, drought concerns are around. And quickly, a check of our full moon, which peaked earlier today, but still going to appear full tonight and into Monday. So that's your guys' homework tonight. You got to leave. You got to look up at